back on the little GSX again. I've set myself a stupid task tonight. Basically, I'm sick of working on this now. I just want it up and running. I've made a little plan that I'm going to try and get this thing running tonight. By fair means or foul, I'm going to cut corners, whatever I need to do. I just want to get it run now. So I've set myself a stupid goal of I'm going to try and get it running. It's about 8 PM now. I'm going to try and get to the bar on it for last orders. So without any more messing around, I'm just going to dig in and pick jobs off and just start nailing bits together. As you can see, there's a bunch of chaos going on here. I've picked my way through that, remembered how I wired it up 12 years ago, and I think everything kind of works. There's a few little differences. I've got to swap a main cable on the starter motor because it doesn't fit the starter motor on this engine. That's not a problem. I've took a cable off one of my other bikes that looks like it might fit, so we'll nail that on. I'll turn the engine over a bunch of times, make sure it's somebody hasn't timed it up wrong or something, and we're not going to get no valves clattering or anything like that. Got to fit an exhaust. I bled the clutch the other night. That seems okay. Yeah, I'm just gonna get stuck in. So come along. Alright, so I've took the spark plugs out of it. Knocked this little ignition pickup cover off. Just want to put the motor through a couple of revolutions, make sure it's either not seized up or there isn't any issues with valve and piston contact, because that was the first time that this motor's turned in 7 years. So far so good. I can't feel nothing nasty. I did soak it a week or so ago, so the rings should be not as gummed up as what they might have been. At the minute, it's all feeling pretty good. I've not connected the starter motor up. That's what I'll do last, so I don't hit the button until I want to build up the oil pressure, and I'll leave the spark plugs out until the end so I can spin it and build the oil pressure. For now, that I'll call that good. I'll probably just stick this cover back on, to be honest. I don't think I'll need to go in there again. So yeah, then before we try and run it, we'll get this back brake reconnected, fit this right hand down pipe. I fitted the left one already because I had bolts to fit that at the time. I didn't the other day. I've got them now. So I'll get the back brake and the down pipe done next. I'm not too worried about this caliper because I know from we've been messing around that the pads are good and the pistons are moving nice and free. So just give it a little rebuild. That's fine. That's all of a fire hazard for now. So, oh yeah, there's the Allen key. now I need to figure out what I've done with the torque arm. I don't know if there's any fluid in the brake still, but we'll cross that bridge. Right, I found the torque arm. That only goes on one way, so that means years ago I made it idiot proof, so that's alright. I'm not going to replace the bolts just yet because, like I say, I am cutting corners tonight. Okay, tick, done. Right, so I've got this exhaust pipe lined up here now. Just found out that I've had a bit of tweaking during the welding, fairly normal when you're working on stainless. It's not bad, but if you've ever worked with any old timers, you'll know the phrase that a two-man job quickly turns into a one-man job when you're on your own. So I've hammered this lump of wood in between them just to tweak them apart. I needed about 3mm, but it just helped me get them in there. I've got some gaskets there which have been hanging on a nail on the roof there probably since last time I built this engine, so they're all covered in dust, which is, you know, that's ideal for this job. We'll get a couple of blobs of grease on them, stuff them in there, and see if we can get that bolt done. That grease isn't doing anything, it's just holding them in there so that they don't fall out while I'm rattling this into place. Some fresh nuts and bolts really. I've just got no space in here to work at all. I guess. The easiest one in first. That stays there for a sec while I go and get the Allen key, because I'm not prepared at all as usual. You'll probably look at me ripping that paint off, but I don't care because it's going to be painting soon anyway. Is getting a bolt in the back and support before we go too tight with them. And let's get the little Allen key. Miles away. Alright, so that didn't quite work out. This bracket doesn't line up. I figured out what it is though. I've not taken into account the thickness of the gaskets when I welded that bracket on. I don't know why the other side went on okay, but never mind. I'll deal with that in a day or so. I'll lay the bike on its side, chop it off, weld it back on in a better place, and take it off again, weld it up properly. That's neither here nor there. Now my next problem is to get all this malarkey on here for the rear brake. Don't even know if that still works, but we'll put it on anyway. I can't remember how it goes together. Now I made it, so it shouldn't be that difficult. I have had a brief look, and as far as I can make out, I've lost one of the spaces somewhere from this box. But anyway, I've just quickly went over the lathe and made another one. I'll make an exact matching one because that one's gnarly. The hole's not even in the middle, so that's got to go to start with. But anyway, they're both the same length. They both happen to be okay. So I'll just try and figure out how I did this all them years ago. These are, I think these footrests are off Yamaha FZR, something like that. I don't think I'm going to keep them. In fact, that spring's broke anyway, so probably not. But for these purposes, we'll stick it on. After a little bit of thinking and remembering, I think I've figured out this little pile of malarkey now. I thought I had this bolted on this ignition cover. I didn't. It was on the bottom of the clutch cover there. So I've got this little homemade bracket that I did years ago, which is spaced out between the master cylinder and there. So that little spacer there goes in there. Big bolt goes through it. And the next one goes on the back. Snap that off. God knows how I come up with this contraption, but it must have seemed like a good idea at the time. I think, to be fair, looking at the clock, it's done about 20,000 miles between this speedo that I've got on it here and the other one that I've got in the house. Probably not my best design. That feels lovely. I love it when they feel like that. Let's just get a little bit of spray on there. Oh yeah, that sounds amazing. Wish it'd never been out, but don't need it anymore. Okay, good, nice. There's a nut for that guy there. We've got a nylock. it's in electric on. Who's got that? You. Oh, there's a bit of action at the back there. Oh, that's brilliant. That's come off. Okay, that's yeah, that's busted. Right, plan B. Let's get a cap head back in. Right, so skipping forward about 25 years. As you just saw then, I sheared a bolt off on the brake pedal. Not great. Shit design, to be honest. I probably did it all them years ago, but anyway, never mind. We've just went away, fired up the welder and drilled it out and made a new one fit, cut it down to size, and the good news is we've actually got a brake. Yeah, no signs of any binding or anything like that, and even better news, we've got a brake light. So it's like, that's like nearly legal. I mean, practically MOT the whole thing just now. Anyway, that's by the by. Moving forward, what am I going to do next? I think now we'll go swap that starter cable over and maybe have a look at some carburetors, make some fuel go into it. I'll reposition. The starter cable there turned out to be way easier than what I thought. After looking at it again, basically we just looked at the one that was on it. The reason why it wouldn't fit was the old one. It was 5mm and the stud on the start load was 6mm. So I just took it off and opened it out to 6. And the good news is we fish these out before they end up in the valve train. Or we try and put the carburetors on with them still in there. That'll proper trip us up in a bit. But they're still in there. Trust me, I've done it before. Right, so there's 4 of them out. But this happens now. So that's encouraging, bit of a morale boost. Right, I've got these carbs here, which I've already opened these up the other night and had a little look inside. I found like 2 block pilot jets. They're the ones that came with the motor, and it stands up to what I was told, that this engine has only got about 2,000 miles on it, because inside was like absolutely like brand new, even though these have been sat in my lockup for all that time. There's no sign of even having fuel, there's no fuel stains or anything. So I'll grab a couple of little screwdrivers and I'll have a little go at welling these on, attaching the cable, maybe throw some juice in and put the spark plugs back in, see what happens. So let's go ahead and find a bit to do that. It's been a while since I've done this on one of these. It's always a bit of a wrestle. First of all, I'll get the throttle cable on, because it's always easier to do it with the carbs off than try and mess around in between the rubbers there. The good thing is that these carbs are the same as the older style ones that I had on. The only difference being they've got that throttle position sensor. But I'm running like 80s wiring on this, even though it's a much newer engine. Tight. Get a glove for that. It's always dead good fitting these in the middle of winter. there's that little bank of hatred fitted. If at some point I ever decide to turbocharge this bike, I'm going to convert it to fuel injection. I've worked on so many cars over my life. I just hate them now. I'd rather just learn how to use the laptop. And that's that. Breather hose is routed. Just make sure I mop up that throttle cable. Oh, that feels terrible. What is wrong with you? What is wrong with you? Have we fitted it to the wrong side? We fitted it to the wrong side. I've got to take them off. Okay, what I just did then was I got the throttle cable and I fitted on that back nugget there when I should have put it on the front one. That's the pull-in side, that's for the old return side. I will be putting a return on at some point, but I just want to road test it for now. So let's just try this horrible scheme again. And look at it stuck already. Oh, look at that, we got it, we got it. Get in. Let's do the adjustment on here. This time, let them dangle there because that's safe. I'm just going to put a bit of grease on there. All that goes in, it'll just get digested. Let's try this again. I think this is second or third time. Okay. Better. Let's get that nipped up. That. Move that a little bit. Good. Fouling. Snaps back alright. Let's give the linkage a bit of a square. Right, airbox. No, I'll leave that off. I'll leave that off for a minute. I think I'll. There's the fuel line gone. think I'll go and get a bottle and lob some juice down that hole there and just see if we can get it to crack up. I'll go and throw the spark plugs in, so pause, back in a minute. I don't think I'm going to make me go with getting to last orders, but we have had problems. But what we've got here is we've got this bottle rigged up in this dangerous manner, jammed into that fuel line there. So just turn the tap on there. I'll just give it a quick leak check, and there we go. There's the first leak. It's only out of an overflow, so I'll just get an Allen key and tighten that up. Okay, one down. So try with that cap on a little bit because it's less dangerous that way. Do that leak check again. Good. That one is weeping very, very slightly. That is a float ball gasket. Just a trace. Oh yeah, the float's stuck on it, that's what it is. Let's just try this one. That's good. Right, that float needle is stuck. Let's just go and get a hammer. You're leaking too. So the conclusion to that is the float needles have gone hard. So that shuts down for tonight. The good news is I have ordered a full service kit for the carburetors, which will probably be here on Monday or Tuesday. So we'll deal with it then. What I will do now is I'll just switch that off. I'll just see if it gives us a little cough. Nearly idle then. enough for that. We'll just leave it there. Okay, so in summary, I didn't make my goal of getting down to the pub on the bike, but that's okay. We had it back off for the first time in 7 years, so I'll call that a win. I think there was a few things I didn't anticipate happening there, like the brake thing breaking off and that. But it's good to find that. It's better to find that stuff in the shed rather than on the road. I rode this thing for miles and miles and miles. That could have snapped off, you know, the other side of Germany or something, you know, and got me in trouble. Anyway, that doesn't matter. We fixed it now. We fixed a whole load of other stuff. So, as I say, I'm classifying it as a win. We've had it back off for the first time in a while, and I'm happy with that. We've got some more work to do. I'm going to come back to it in a couple of days once I've got the rebuild kits for these carbs arrive. I've actually got the original carbs, which are from 600 Bandit, which have been changed to work on this 750. They're stripped down in the box there. I'll probably make another video on the rebuild on them. That might help somebody else. But for now, you know, we're getting towards where we want to be, and I'm happy with it. I'm also happy that it doesn't sound too loud. Although if you listen to the video carefully, as I shut it off at the end, as the flood balls run out of fuel, you did hear a fella from over there screaming, "Shut that thing off!" But yeah, that's his problem. He doesn't know what we're doing. It's none of his business at the end of the day, so we'll leave it at that. But yeah, between me and you, I'm happy for now. Yeah, so I'm going to go and get some to eat and have a little Guinness, and you guys keep it between the ditches.